Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Space Engineers. So, last episode, we did some welding, we rained death down from on high, and we stopped by this ice lake because we're completely out of fuel. So, that's about it. In the interim, you can tell by the big hole there and the fact that we now have 11 fuel. I did some ice mining, just by hand, dumping it in. There's still, if I look, let's see, we still have 7K in cargo, and we can dump a little more in there. Yeah, so we still got a good bit processing. So, we should be okay for hydrogen, especially considering we don't need it in order to, survive. Or I guess fly, rather. Survive's not the right word. Fly is. So, yeah, I guess, without further ado, it's time to take off. We'll go ahead. There's our landing gear. Don't know if this is going to be permanent or not. I don't think so, but it seems pretty convenient. It's at the right height, so we can always access things from the ground. So we'll just kind of leave it there. We may grind it off someday once we have this thing docked up outside of the actual base. So, okay. Thrusters on. Yep. And disconnect. Okay. Now, we didn't get much charge in the batteries. We got a little bit because they charged for a minute. But most of that power, I think, was going to the ice refining. So, I think we'll have enough to make it home, though. Just kind of keep cruising. Okay. We took out that base, which was good. It's good to know we can do that, in case more bases spawn. I do think what this has shown me, so we probably do want a hydrogen refining base set up. I'm thinking on that island that's kind of in front of us now. That out there. With some sort of big rig to go out and actually scrape the ice off the lake surface. I think that's going to be real handy. Because I guess I could use the miner and just gather a bunch. Actually, we do have a ton in the other cargo, don't we? Huh. Maybe I don't need an ice base. I guess we'll decide that, in the future. Because I did just remember, with how I have the miner set up, it's actually gathering ice. Because all the ores I've found are inside the ice. So, I'm actually, pretty good. It's just not somewhere where it gets processed. Oh, and I guess that's something to go in the refinery, the industry room of the main base. I need a O2H2 generator in there. Just if nothing else, so I have easy access to one. Okay. So, oh, that's still dinged up. Okay, well, we've taken out that, so we should be safe for now. Can I actually, if I jump? Well, dang it. Okay, maybe if I spin the ship around, because we are on a bit of a slope. Okay. Up we go. Hopefully I don't smack the rear end off. Okay, we're good. Sorry about the horrible jittery camera. In fact, actually, while I'm doing this, Just rearrange the whole shebang. God, this camera's a nightmare. It's because of... Oh my god, please. It's because of the trees and rocks and all the sort of changing terrain because we're so low. Oh my god. This is a nightmare. Okay. Let's put her down. There we go. Now we're much closer, so it'll be easier to load stuff in the cargo. Okay. Yes. So, we want to finish transferring this stuff. Load everything in the cargo, and then I guess the next big step will be getting the conveyor system working. Hopefully I have the parts for it, between, or at least the material to make the parts, between all the stuff I got from the, that base and all this stuff. I guess worst comes to it, I don't need... Well, no, I do need the refining and assembling up. Because then I'm forced to just use stuff I already have. And that's not a good idea. So I do want all that working. Even though some of it could be used as, to aid in the conveying of stuff. Okay, unfortunately this battery has to go. How much? 41 days. 988 kilowatts. Huh. Actually, here's an idea. If I hop in the ship, I think that connector is high enough off the ground that I'll have clearance with the connector on this. So if we take off, sort of yaw ourselves around, so we're coming at it sideways. We may whack that tree, but that's okay. Yeah, and then just back her on up. Hey! We can dock. Okay. So now, what we can do... so that's the container. Where's the battery? It would be that one. If I set this to discharge, it will dump all of its power into my batteries. Especially if I set them to recharge. It's gonna take a while, though. Oh no, it'll take a while for them to recharge. This'll be gone pretty quick. I just have to remember to turn those, off recharge before I fly. We'll see if I remember that this time. But now, that will empty, charge up those a bit. And I can go ahead and if I type in that, it's the connector. I can now quickly and easily dump everything out of this cargo into there. Quickly and easily. There probably is a button somewhere that just puts all of it. That would make life easier. Oh, I have to... Okay. Stop that. Off. There we go. Okay, and I guess we'll organize while we're here. I can do that. This will make it easy. There we go. The joy of having both windows to just easily shoot cargo to where it's needed. Okay. So now, this cargo container is empty. It's all living in the cargo of the Yellow Submarine. Once this battery is dead, I can tear all this down, land the ship again, and then use all the parts from this to build everything in there and all the piping. So then I go up and dock the Yellow Submarine to a tube extending from the landing platform, and I can fill it up that way. Oh, there's something orange and square looking up there. Maybe able to observe it. Except the antenna on this thing I have off. I noticed that because I went to go get an unknown signal and then didn't know where the ship was. Which I guess is fine. But it means I can't remote into the ship or control a turret. That is a big box. It's got a lot of cargo containers on it. Though those look like some large guns on the bottom. Which isn't great for me. We'll just let that one go about its business. I do guess. So, if you remember, I guess, was that 2 episodes ago? Maybe? When I went against that other whatever it was and died a bunch. I think part of the issue was I was frantically flying in, and trying to get things dealt with because there was a drone attacking. So I wanted to get things done quick and fast, and I had to fly all the way from here to go and retrieve my body and then continue the assault. I wonder if what would be smarter would be to be in this thing, fly it up, not engage directly with the enemy, but essentially just kind of coast behind it and use the Yellow Submarine as sort of a weapons platform and defensive platform, so I can respawn on it and I'm right there, and I'll be able to defend myself against any drones, and I won't have to worry about them while I'm inside the enemy ship. So at some point, when I have more fuel and care less about what's inside this, I may try that out. Ooh, 10 seconds. Okay, 8. It's not very good at counting, but only got a trickle. There we go. So, now if we grind this down, we lose the parts, but there wasn't not all the parts. We lose the power cells, but there wasn't too much. There was no power in them, so it doesn't really matter. They aren't horrible to produce. So now, we go in, and because we're smart and remembered, set those back to auto. Now we won't plummet. I guess this thing, I mean, I doubt I'll flip it falling, 2 meters. It'll just be, I'll probably ding the front in. So, okay. So most of that, I'll put this straight into the other one. Or one of the other ones. There we go. And then back out for the rest. If this weren't embedded in the ground, could be fun to just kind of cut it loose and then carry it up there. Because that would mean I wouldn't have to fly back and forth. I could just kind of drop it in the hole and let me do my thing. But I'd have to dig it out now, and that's kind of a waste of effort, and it'll mar up my nice pretty landscape out there. Okay. Oh, before I grind this off, I actually should take this thing off and land it elsewhere. Because as soon as the box is gone, the pipe's just gonna fall, which means I'm just gonna fall. That's not very handy. Oh, right. So, now, we'll kind of forward over here. Down we go. And probably any cargo accessing I do now will be from the top, since the miner's not there, so it's not a huge issue if I can't reach the thing from the ground. Except, I guess, if I run out of hydrogen, but I'll have to figure that out some other way, I suppose. I don't actually have anywhere to put these, so these need to go in cargo. Oh well. Now we place cargo up here in the dark. Oh, yep, very dark, hard to see the walls. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully with all the stuff from that other base, I'll be able to get the conveyor network built without having to build much on my own. Oh, I forgot this fella. Dang it. Okay, well. Just kind of finish this up. Like so. Wander through the maze of steel girder. And there it is. Okay. I should have taken a added the refinery to the build planner since I put some of its components in the cargo already. But I'll do that now. I should be able to do that with one load. Almost. That might be enough to get it functional. And then, if nothing else, I kind of need the cargo connections between these three. As my first step, just because it'll make it so much easier to work with them. So, yeah. If I have to transfer everything over manually for the time being, that's just how it will be. Okay. Well, sweet. Turn our lights on. So, we now have at least the basic assembler refinery cargo. I want to put maybe here. Except it should not be white. Oops. And I need steel anyway. We'll repaint those later. I did that because I didn't know if the things I'd been building were in the correct color or not. Because when you relog in, generally, the game sort of resets what color you have picked to the default kind of matte gray. I think that's a different color than what that is. I can't really remember. What was I here for? Steel. I do have a fair bit of it now, so that's good. Stick all of this. In various places. So steel for that. Just take a bunch of that. And I can at least lay out the piping for these main three things under there. Oh, and I could have done this to get the steel I needed. That's fine. Okay. So I go under my little access. The downside, because I didn't drill this out, if I'd been thinking about it, I would have made it so that I purposefully drilled lower instead of just drilling right along the bottom of the cutout. But I didn't. So that means there's not really a ton of room in here. So I can't lay out my pipes because that'll block off the channel that allows me to get access under here. So for now at least, it's probably easier to just kind of go about it like this. Okay. So I want tube, tube conveyor. That will hook in there. Tube. That's not a conveyor. Conveyor. Then, guess we put... Perfect. So, conveyor. A tube. Then we'll just kind of angle the tubes off this way. Make that a conveyor. On another conveyor. Perfect. So that's those four things. That's a network between those four. I can use this to run the pipe out to the main hanger. And then maybe this one I continue to run piping in the base. It'll kind of depend on where I need piping in the base, I guess. But that should be good, and it should all be airtight, which is important. Guess I don't have really a ton of room. Could put all the plates in these things. Alright. I'll just, for ease of access, make a... 1 second. Yeah, for ease of access, make a hole here that I can just pop down into there and then pop back up. I guess... Let's go ahead and add those to the build planner. All of those parts we need to get the main three connected. Except... Yeah, I only have one more, so we'll go with these first. And with luck, we will have enough parts to build them, though I have a funny feeling we won't have nearly enough motors. So I wonder... I don't know. I think with the side pods, my ship won't fit up here on the platform. Maybe I build a little stalk. Because if I could park the ship up here, it'll still be docked to the ground. But it will be much more accessible. I mean, I don't have to fly down to it all the time.
Energy low.
Uh-oh. Let's see. I have some steel left. I guess I should fix these as well. Maybe. Okay. So I'm just gonna build...
Fuel low.
Uh-oh. Well, this has become problematic.
Fuel critical.
Right. Okay, we're just gonna deal with it. Fuel. Oh. Ow. Okay. Can I access the hole? Not enough. Can I access this? Oh, I can if I do that. It's a removable service access door is what that is. That's why I need a grinder to open it. Okay. Put that back. Fly up with the power we have. Build a nice little stick. Sort of like a little bird perch.
Energy critical.
And now, we should be able to catch that with our landing gear far enough out that we can actually be up there and have an easier time getting to the ship. So, thrusters are still on. Unlock. Up we go. And because it is still locked to a stationary grid, my wind turbines will still be able to give me some power. Okay. Now I do have to be careful, because if I back up too much, the down thrust from my engines will destroy those blocks. I bet I can back onto this. That would be better. Because if I do it from the back, I can walk out along this stick. In fact, I may almost be able to stick my little tail in the hangar door and do that. I'm gonna cook these. I'll just go like here. Yeah. That should be good. Am I locked? I am. Okay. Structural integrity be damned. We are docked. Oh yeah, there's a ton of room back here. If I weren't gonna sear off the ends of these backing up, I could have backed up further. But that should be fine, because that means now I can run out along that and access the cargo. Which is nice and handy. I should really did a number to these. They are light armor, which isn't necessarily intended to stand up to heavy punishment, but would have hoped that it would have been able to withstand a couple of stray drone shots better than it did. He's just dented. That one was damaged. Okay. That all seems good. Let's replace these. And even... maybe it was firing on this for longer than I anticipated. Though I don't really know... oh, no, I bet it was up here aiming for the wind turbine. That's why there was damage inside as well, because it was trying to shoot through the armor to get in there. Okay. That should be alright then. Now, oh right. Now that I have the ship up here, I can easily pull all that except for the motors I don't have. And I can't remember... I may have to move some of the, some of the components into the system to be able to... do this. Because if I'm right... did I actually draw them? No. Oh no, those are just the motors, I guess. Yeah. I'll have to take some of the stuff out to be able to build motors, because I don't think I can do it... oh no, I can produce them in here. The issue is... I have 1.4 kilograms of iron. Dang. These are a lot of things. They'll give me some iron back. If I start processing them back here... no, that's not it. There we go. Oh, except... does this thing have enough power to run? Required input... 560 kilowatts. I don't think so. No, I have just under, it looks like, what I need. There. Let's see. Let's see if I have enough to build... no, because I don't have motors. Dang. Let's say I could see if I have enough to build another wind turbine, but... don't think I do. What can I produce in this? I cannot produce batteries. Okay. I don't have enough to produce motors. I also don't seem to be able to disassemble with it. Dang. I was really hoping I could do some of this automatically, but I'm thinking I may have to do all of my transferring by hand. Did I? Oh, no. Trick of the light. Yeah, because I don't think... I'm going to need a lot more motors to get this stuff up and running. And... just to get this up and running, I need a lot more. To get it all the way out to... out there where I could connect up the big ship is going to be a long process. So, dang, I think it'll just be better to ferry them by hand. Which I guess I can do. Too bad. Get these first, and I need some way to get a little more power on this thing so that I can start actually refining some of this and turning it into more material. Maybe... Well, let's see. We take all this off. There. These. How many motors do I need for a wind turbine? So hard to do. There we go. 8. I don't think I'll get enough iron from scrapping those tools for 8 motors. Here's what we'll do. Okay, first,
Full.
we'll not do that because my inventory is full. Can fix all these that are dinged up. So I'll get a second wind turbine down here. Down on the sort of chin. Then pull that in there. Gotta move this wind turbine, or maybe I can stick a wind turbine there and there. They probably won't be optimally clear, but I think it's the best I'm gonna get. For now, we'll take the wind turbine off of here. We still have one, so the batteries are still getting charged. We'll put it down here. Yeah, it's not moving as fast as that other one, but it's something. Now, hopefully... Yeah. Okay. That's enough to process this. So that'll get us iron, which means we can produce more motors. And then more other stuff. Let's maybe take all of this. Oh, actually. Yeah, there we go. We'll put that in there. The rest in there. So, I have to do it manually, but if I dump that in there, I should now, let's just do 100 motors. Yeah, and I have enough by a good bit. Okay. Perfect. Well, so maybe I will leave the rest in here. Yeah, we'll leave that in there for now. Take some of these. I can't take those. So what am I doing? How many? That should be enough. Yeah. Take all of the motors I had queued. There we go. I need more tubes. But I don't have it on the queue. So, we'll queue up that one, that, and that. Perfect. Now, if I withdraw from here, so those are all the motors, it looks like, which I withdraw from there. Now, the whole system's connected. Or, well, once I do this. Okay, we may actually be able to do this through raw productive power. There we go. So now, that whole system is connected. So everything can pull, so I could go ahead and move everything by hand into the cargo. But let's go grab... I need more power. Come on, me. Fill up our battery. And grab some, interior plate, rather. We should be able to slap all that together and, at least lay out along the pipeline. Maybe I'll drill a little channel along beside the pipe so I can still access while laying it out, because it is much easier to, build the piping when you have already placed it down. Okay. I'll take that. Hop in here. And yeah. We'll just kind of widen our path a bit. Oops. Well, that's not good. This is the downside of drilling underneath built blocks like this. You can... Come on. You can do damage to the blocks if you kind of get too close. So what I just did was accidentally nearly destroy a couple blocks. So I'll have to... Come on. So infuriating. I'll have to just kind of remember where those are, try to, and see if I can't fix those. But that should be enough room that I can kind of walk around past. So, if we go down here, we can start laying the groundwork. Okay. And I want that there so I can send it further back to have some actual docking connectors back there. We'll just send this kind of right the way through. Oh. Okay. Right the way through. And out this. Maybe I'll put a piston here. In fact, I have the stuff to lay one. That's not a piston. Lay one down. And that'll be good. So I can have the angle and then the connector kind of at this height. Then extend that out for whatever ship I might be docking. That should be enough room, hopefully. Okay. Sweet. So now I just dump everything I have into these. Okay, and I'm out. That. Now, where was that ground I broke? Oh, here it is. I guess this isn't too critical, but if it's weakened, then, if I smack a ship into it landing, it may just go. Okay. Continue along the line here. This is how I did before I understood the build planner. And I guess actually I learned that doing this series. So early videos, you'll see me do where I essentially just grab a component, put that I know is in there, put it in, and then keep going back for that one component over and over again until I'm done. And that does work decently well. Honestly, I think for situations like this, where you're building a long line of the same exact thing, that it's just as easy as using the build planner because, you know, you're going to be doing it over and over anyway, so you might as well just you cut out a step of having to select stuff with the build planner. But, for more individual stuff, like an individual piece, or a couple little things, it's much quicker to just kind of, that's not the button, much quicker to be able to just run up, run up to the piece, get it, pull everything out, and then get it built. So, yeah, both ways work. I think they have different uses depending on the situation you're in. Okay. So now, and it also partially depends on how much stuff you carry of that. Because even with that, only being able to carry like 170 of the, of the bits made it kind of a pain to continually do. Okay. I'm going to burn through these a lot quicker. Yeah. Okay, so that's all the tubes I have. I guess that's part of it too, continuing that thought. I need power. When you are just pulling from stuff you already have in abundance, the just pulling it on the cargo isn't all that big of a hassle. If you just pull it, fill your inventory with one thing, go, it's pretty quick and easy. When you are having to build stuff, stuff you don't have, Build Planner makes it 1,000 times easier because you don't have to remember what it is you need to build. You just show up and are like, oh yeah, put this into, hit this button to fill it with this and then produce them. So, yeah, good things to know. Okay. So, I've now exhausted my supply of everything I will need to build this. Which means it's time for Build Planner. Maybe also time for next episode. If I can find my hole. Because I could finish up the welding of all that off camera. Make life much easier for everyone. And more entertaining, probably. And then next episode, we can come back and, I guess, start finishing up in here. Start actually making this a nice space. So, yeah. I think that is what we will do. I have hydrogen. As I pose for a lovely screenshot. So, yeah. I think that'll do it for this episode. So thank you everybody so much. Strike that. There's actually one more thing I just realized I need to do. This is actually the after episode. So I came in, landed, started looking about what I need to do to kind of prepare myself to do next episode. And I realized, why I need more material, I should go mine. The miner is on fire, has a big gaping hole in it. And yeah, just not generally fit for purpose. So, that's something to do is we need to fix this up. So, I need parts. And unfortunately, that might mean, having to do some hand mining to get the material to build the parts I need. Oh, and the gyros were in there, I guess. So they're gone. Oh boy. Oh, and that. Yeah, I don't have any more interior plate. Okay, let's see what I can pull.
Fuel
Oh,
low.
I should pull some fuel. Okay,
Fuel critical.
perfect. Okay, I think I got steel, and that's it. So that's nice. Oh no, there were some interior plate left. Okay, well that's good. Oh, that's completely gone. That one's fine. That one's okay. What else on this thing? Oh. That is probably important to fix. Da-da-da-da. Is this one? That one's okay. Okay. Let's pull some more things. So... does that need some stuff? Stuff over there. Okay, that's it. Well, dump that in there. Since these are all connected, we should be able to just hit shift middle mouse and start producing them. Okay. Perfect. So there's that. Okay, it apparently didn't quite work. Yeah. Let's produce one computer. Am I out of silicon? Could have sworn. I guess I didn't drag it over. No, I didn't. Okay, good. I was like, oh, if I'm out of silicon, that's going to be annoying. Okay. In the system you go. Okay. Computer made. So that's good. Now need steel to replace the 2 gyroscopes and then the tank. So gyroscopes, tank. And I actually may just remove that for now. Okay. Good and good. Select them. And produce them. Okay. It's not too much in these, thankfully. Essentially, I don't know why my brain said that was the right word. Not too much in those, so nice and quick. Okay. Now, we need a tank. And we need the parts for it. Also not too bad because
Energy low.
it's a small grid tank. There we go. Okay. Now we'll just kind of replace the best I can remember what was up here. Probably something along those lines, and I guess it's gray now. Add to the patchwork nature of that thing. Okay. Perfect. So, yeah, I guess, well, let's take off in it and get it to where it can, oh my lord, get it to where it can refuel off the very limited fuel we have on board, this thing. But it should be enough. Okay. There we go. And this has been the trick. I don't know if I've shown this yet. My trick for refueling is I just come out back and hit stockpile on. It draws all it can in. Once it hits 100 or stops, then we'll turn it off. There we go. Okay. So that's good. I can now gather more resources to build more things in the future. So, yeah, that'll be the real ending of this episode, I suppose. So, thank you very much for watching. Feel free to check out any of my other stuff, and until next week, bye-bye.